I made this originally thinking that this would be a great tool to kind of share with home buyers. This was back when rates were at 3% or and we were seeing rates that were probably likely to rise. And so I made this like purchasing power calculator showing just how big the interest rate impact was on home buyers of like waiting for higher rates, right? So like this is cool because it has county level data in here, and you can go kind of customize it if you're in Santa Clara or whatever and pick out like a buyer as an example, right? Maybe we pick a high income, like $250,000 a year household. Maybe they want to put 10% down. They've got a like medium tolerance for risk. They want to kind of top line DTI for their mortgage of 35% of their income. So they still have money left to, pay for their car and their food and all of that kind of stuff. Well, if you go back when rates were at 3%, this kind of $250,000 a year household could afford about a $7,300 payment to get that DTI, which translated back then to about a $1.5 million home. And you can see in Santa Clara, there was actually, a decent number of homes last month that were on the market at or below that price point. And originally when I made this, I thought you could say like, look, if rates go up to 7.5%, you can see that $7,000 mortgage payment only gets you, a $980,000 home. So you've lost a bunch of purchasing power. This was kind of the original concept of the conversation was like the cost of waiting for a home buyer. Now, I think, you could have that same conversation in reverse. We were up above 8% at one point, meaning that, $250,000 a year household could only get a $940,000 home. Then they dropped to 6.5%. And if you didn't buy, then you missed out on, 100 plus grand of just pure purchasing power on the basis of what you could qualify for. So I think, it's a good tool to really help have those conversations with buyers about why wait, or if things go back up to 7.5%, God forbid, what it would mean for you, right? And why we might want to get going sooner than later. I also, though, think, increasingly this is a helpful tool to have a conversation with, sellers. I kind of joked about my own like divorce and all that stuff, but she really did go on the Zillow and look at how much, the Zestimate was. When the agent said it's only $1 million, not 1.2, she's already angry and thinking, now I can't buy my boyfriend this boat that I wanted to get him and all of this stuff. But really, I had to like pull up this calculator because it's like, if you wanted to get, in our house or in our neighborhood, we were hoping to get $1 million or whatever it was, we could take a $180,000 a year household. When rates were at 3%, they could afford that 1 million and change price point. But as rates jumped up to 8% as they did when we put our home on the market, you could see that same $100,000 or $180,000 a year household now just doesn't have, the income to support that purchase price. We can ask the same question in reverse, right? Like I was trying to tell her, like, I don't care if your boyfriend makes the best cocktails in the world and he's like the world's best bartender. Like if you crunch the numbers, right? We're not looking at somebody who can afford a $5,200 a month payment now. We need somebody that can, makes almost 300 grand a year and can afford an $8,200 a month payment if you still want to make, $1 million and change and buy your boyfriend that boat and all of that stuff. And so for me, I think these can be really helpful in setting the expectations on the front end, because the reality is, I think if you don't manage the expectations, show them, look, it's a great time to sell the house, but we probably got to take nice pictures, clean up the house, like do some paint, strategically price it. And if we don't do, and here's why, right? And show them that math. And if we don't do that, or you don't want to spend money, or you don't, you just want me to take some pics on my iPhone and throw it on the MLS kind of a thing, then you have a choice to make, because we can get this thing sold fast and for top dollar, but we need to do these things, or we can just throw it up as is with terrible pics and get comfy, right? Because it's going to take a while.
Hey, Jordan, what a great tool.
Yeah,
where is it? Where can they find it? And who can find it? Who can get there?
Yeah, it's on CAR's website for anybody that's, I don't even know if it's behind the paywall or not, but I think
Okay.
it's for all of our members, anybody that's a realtor, member, agent, whatever. I can put the link, or I'll send the link to you guys. If you just search for CAR Purchasing Power Calculator on Google,
Okay.
it'll come up. But I also sent Mark and Michelle the slides. So if they send a follow-up
Perfect.
email, I'll give them the link to that so you guys can circulate that too.